are. Ding dong ding. All right. So
I'm
you
getting
are
fucked. Yeah, I'm
getting.
walking.
I mean, it depends on whose perspective you're looking out from. Uh, you are leaving the market district, going back the way you came to the craftsman's district.
Mm-hmm.
And what is your plan?
Did he give me any information as far as where he was in the Craftsman District?
Uh, the thing is that this isn't a city. It's a town. It's a very big town, but it's not going to take you too long to go through the entire craftsman's district, and you won't have to do that.
Okay,
So
yeah,
he gave you a name, and that's all that is really going to matter.
I want to find the smelly guy named With.
I mean, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah.
That's my search criteria.
No, the
Filters.
smelly guy. I mean, that's really all you need. You start looking around, and you again find the same blacksmiths, Fletchers, glass workers. In fact, which is probably something you haven't really seen. This epic art, practically, of people like literally weaving glass, and then back to the weaponsmiths, and you find a set of weaponsmiths right next to each other. And the thing is, you are pretty insightful, so as soon as you see these two against each other, you kind of know you're going in the right direction because one of them has an immense tarp draped between it and the other. And it's not just a cloth, it's this huge hide thing. The other side of the weaponsmiths is open air. And the thing about these places is these forgeries and whatnot, they're not horribly large. Like, these people probably don't live in these places, at least not all of them. Some of them certainly do. So, like, the place with the big hide tarp over the one side, it has almost a hut attached to a decently sized forge. And you notice that the person who runs this smithy is out and working. You see a dwarf with a large hammer that looks like it's more suited for war than forging. Seems to be banging away at steel on an anvil. He doesn't even look up at you as you are walking past his smithy. And then you get past his tarp. And you probably didn't go down this road before, just because not many people there's not a lot of foot traffic down this road. But if you had, you would have smelled this. It is an incredibly pungent scent of musk. If a diseased gorilla were the one musking, it smells like sickness and sweat mixed in with each other.
Seems
It's
normal.
disgusting. It is.
Normal.
It's horrible. Like, the thing is, as soon as you smell it, you just want to go away.
I didn't want to be here in the first place.
Yeah. It makes it even more enticing. Once you pass the hide tarp, you see a relatively decently upkept smithy. There's a couple things that just don't seem necessarily well organized. Like, all of the tools seem to be on the ground, though there is sort of a partition in the way of the various tables and anvil and his forge. However, that would keep people from just walking up and taking one and walking away. And then there is the man. The man, and the thing is, you see him. He is big. He's about 6'7". He has muscles, arms, probably the thickness of your head. And he is a big guy. And he is currently staring directly into the forge fire.
Can you tell? So, am I within about 10 yards of him?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to cast my second spell. The wizard said he was paranoid, right?
Yes.
Fantastic. I would like to cast Thought Capture.
Oh boy, so tell me what that does.
So, Thought Capture
Tell us. What that does.
attaches itself to the strongest memory. In terms of strongest, it means memory associated with the strongest emotion. and I get that memory or I get that thought. Um,
Uh-huh.
the spell makes the priest's brain something of a magnet and attracts thought objects in close proximity. The priest can sense strong thoughts and emotions and can sometimes even see momentary visions of creatures who died or suffered some powerful emotion. Thought objects are always attracted to the priest in order of the strongest, those attached to powerful emotions or significant events, to the weakest.
Okay. Interesting. Fuck. Hold on. It's called thought capture, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So basically, the strongest emotional thought around me, I now get to know what that is.
That is so wonky. Alrighty. Cool. And are you? This is something I'll ask because I'll ask probably frequently because it's something your character would care about. Are you trying to do this subtly?
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
Okay,
I
cool.
guess if I can be within range without passing the tarp, I'd do it before I could be in sight or something like that.
Okay. Do you not have to see him?
No, it's an area thing.
Yes, that's true. Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah. Okay. Shit. Okay. Interesting. This is such a weird spell. All right.
It is. I was reading it and I was like, that actually makes a lot of sense for my character.
And now you might have a use for it. All right. Interesting. Philosophers. You attract thoughts. You can sense strong thoughts and emotion. I know you just read this to me. I'm just kind of glancing through it myself. Um, Interesting. Huh. Okay. Okay, cool. So,
Let's take advantage of the paranoid man.
well, that's what a fucked up person would do. Um, okay. So, okay. So I'll keep this sort of limited to mostly relevant stuff that I think you'd care about.
I
And
appreciate
obviously, in a case where you just cast this without a goal in mind, I'd give you the important stuff, the significant stuff. Because there's people around, so you'll get a lot of thoughts, but you can sift through it because it's magic.
that. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I felt like it made sense because it only gets the strongest one.
Oh. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
It only grabs the strongest.
you get one thought object per cat. Ah, okay. Interesting. Very interesting.
So if I'm close enough to the man who is paranoid, I assume he will probably have the most powerful thoughts.
Okay. So so that's the thing then. You want to be very close to him.
Well, I just want him to be within range because I am making the assumption that he probably has the strongest emotions because he's paranoid versus other craftsmen who are probably not.
Yeah. I mean, it's the thing is that's an unreliable way of thinking just because like if you open yourself up to everything that could be around you, there is always because again, there's some people going around here, none passing too close to his stall, but some passing around the weaponsmith that you're near. Not many. Like maximum there's going to be probably like 5 or 6 people within your area. But there's always the chance that there's going to be someone else. It's just the closest proximity that is going to be make it more likely, right?
It should. Wait, no, not closer proximity.
Yeah.
The strongest emotion in range.
Um. Mm-hmm. In
So
the order of the strongest to weakest. Okay,
Yes.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Also, it doesn't require people to even be there. It just requires that the thought happened in that area.
That is true. That is very interesting. Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah, go ahead. All right.
Yeah, I guessed it.
So in that case, then actually you ameliorate some of the concerns. Yeah, it's a very interesting spell, guys. So you cast the spell. And where are you casting this spell? Exactly. If you can give me an idea. Because if you're casting it subtly, I want you to make a check. But you obviously want to make it in a spot where it is most beneficial for you, which I get.
I mean, it's centered on me.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely would want to do it subtly because I imagine people just randomly casting spells in the street probably not a good
Not a
idea.
good idea, no.
But like it's a craftsman district. There are a lot of buildings. If I can like
Hmm.
wait, is he on the end of like the district?
So it's good you asked this. This is kind of a weird, almost like side road that is on the edge of the Craftsman's District. Yes,
Okay. So I'll ask for something and if it's there then you can tell
go
me.
for it.
But if he is on the end, then I would
Hmm.
just walk down the end, like just around the corner
Yep.
and cast it, assuming there's not like a ton of people around me.
Not a ton of people. No, 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 no. There will be people who might see you, so I will have you make the check, but it will be significantly easier for you because you are in a basically advantageous position.
I guess what do I do when I cast the spell? Because the spell itself
Mm-hmm.
doesn't say anything.
All the thing is, if a spell has verbal or somatic, it's assumed you're doing something with your hands and your voice. And basically, the thing is, it is difficult to see someone who's doing this sort of thing. That's why you get the check, basically. Um, it's simply the fact that, again, if someone happens to be looking in your direction, then they may know what's going on, and that's not a good thing.
No, what I'm
What are you
asking
saying?
is like, what am I actually doing in the spell? Because the spell doesn't mention anything like verbal or somatic components. I get I probably have to touch my symbol, but I'll just reach my hand in my clothes. So I'm asking what it is that I'm doing that would warrant suspicion. That's what I want to know.
You're muttering something to yourself and moving your hands
Oh, I mean, all right, if that's all they see, that's fine.
in a pattern.
I mean, unless someone knows what spells look like, they wouldn't know.
But that's the I well, yes, you're correct. However, it should be noted, like, if someone is just at the end of a street muttering something to themselves with their hand tucked inside their shirt, what are you going to think? What is anyone going to think?
Honestly, not a lot, but that's just me. Um,
That's the thing, right? A lot of people will just not worry about it. There's
yeah,
always the chance, though.
we don't have to debate it. We can bring it down to a
Yeah.
check.
No, go ahead. I'm giving you a bonus because you're in a good spot. So
Well, to ameliorate anything, can I just look around and see if there's a spot that where I can't be seen by other people?
a spot where you can't be seen at all. Um,
Or maybe it's not where I can't be seen, but like where no one's paying attention.
that's a good question to ask. You could certainly try to get, this would be most beneficial for you. You can just get directly on the other side of Whiff's house. And the thing is, it's a house because it has a chimney, which none of these other huts do. You can get directly on the other side of his house. You'll be very close to him, but no one will be looking at you.
Okay, then I will go there.
Okay. All right.
I
Yeah.
I, I had assumed I would make a check for that, but if that's something I can just figure out, okay.
What it'll come down to is then, just because of, like, actually, no, you won't have to do that. Um, yeah, no, no, no. You just asked the right question, so
Okay.
I'll give that to you. So yeah, just want to cast a spell.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. So cast the spell, and let's see exactly what you get, because I know the thought you're going to find. I just need to know exactly what happens. So blah 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 blah. You got one thought object. Okay. So we will. Huh. Man, I'm just determining exactly what you get from this.
It varies a lot. I can get
Mm-hmm.
a variety of things, so it's up to you.
Okay. Regain. Huh. Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah, I know what I'll give you. So you cast the spell, and you become aware in that moment of many mental presences that are making themselves known in your mind. One in particular, you latch onto just automatically as a result of the spell, and you start to hone in on it in the course of casting, and it becomes this entity in your mind, as though you had thought it yourself.
Hmm.
And you go through suspicion. And then it's gone, and then anger and pain. And then loss. And then it kind of just gets a little fuzzy, in fact. You start thinking more detailedly. Things like, shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have let him do it. And it's in your own voice. It's in your head. Why did I let them do it? Why did I let them in? No. Never again. Never again.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it is gone. However, it's your thought. So, like, you can sort of call on it, so to speak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was confused by what you meant.
It's not gone. That's the thing. Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and with that new information, I will stroll on around and go to greet my mark.
Yeah, you stroll on around, and I just realized something. Yeah, and as you come back around, you see that he has stood up, but is still looking into his forge.
Oh, could I do something before I walk around?
What's that?
I want to use my granted power.
Okay.
I would like to make him friendly. The word is friendship, people.
Today's word is friendship. We're going to make friends. Aren't we, kids? Jesus Christ. All right. Okay, so you would like to use friendship on him. Oh boy, they react more positively. Okay. Ding ding dong. Uh-huh. All right. So he will make his saving throw.
Please do.
And we shall see shall. Can you tell me what your spell save is?
That's not how this game works.
No, it's not. Wrong game. Okay. So, how does it look like when you use this granted power?
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that.
Yeah, because granted powers, depending on the god, so for example, I'll let you talk in a second, but for example, the cleric, whose job is to destroy undead, he has to take out his holy symbol, chant words of power, and show it to his enemies and the undead, and they will just get the fuck out. Yeah. And then there's your god.
So, forgive me for how this might sound, but I feel like I grasp my symbol and I just focus on as an intense version of that emotion as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And once I emphasize that, it's a little cheesy, but for like a brief instance, my eyes flash with like, I guess whatever my god deems a color appropriate for that emotion.
Uh-huh.
And that's sort of the channel, is just like the eyes turn an intense color. So like, I don't know, for happy, maybe it's yellow or something, or like something very vibrant. And just for a moment, it like flashes out, and wherever I've designated to affect with that emotion, it kind of just seeps into that area.
Yeah. And would it be okay to say that, like, I mean, you said it yourself, but I just want to make sure that you are channeling this emotion and embodying it in that moment that you are using it. Yeah, perfect.
Oh, well, I mean, no, because one of these emotions is hopelessness. So do I have to feel hopeless whenever I use it?
I simply mean it in that, like, for example, friendship, you just you basically completely change your emotional palette for the time you're using the power. So if before you were brooding for the old man, you were just hateful of this guy that you would have to do this job for, in the instant that you were channeling your deity's power, you were feeling nothing but friendly.
I like that for a flavor's sake.
Yeah, because the thing is, as soon as you're done, you know exactly why you did it. It's just in that instant, it's like this guy. You just start emphasizing every element of that. You're like, man, I would really like to just meet him and make friends with him and blah, blah, blah. And then as soon as the power is over, it's like, it's done.
I'm not controlled by it at all, though, am I?
No, of course not.
Okay,
It's for fluff. It's purely for fluff.
Fantastic.
Yeah. That's the thing. The main tell of the channel is just that your eyes flash, but you close your eyes while you hold your symbol. So,
but fantastic.
All right, cool. And yeah, you use it, and he is simply staring into the fire as you left him.
Yeah. And yeah, eyes brighter, just big smile on my face, and I would like to go walk around and greet him. He needs to roll a save, though.
I'm sorry?
He needs to roll a
save. I rolled it.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah, you walk around the house.
Yep.
And it's good on you for doing that before you went around the house. And he is standing up, staring into the fire. Just how you left him.
Excuse me, sir.
He raises his head, and it just kind of twitches to the left. And then twitches to the right. And then he turns his whole body around just very quickly and looks at you and like, hello?
How are you doing?
I am Whiff.
It's good to meet you, Whiff. And I go and I extend a hand. The name's Uther.
Good to meet you, Uther. He extends his hand, and you notice he talks a lot with his tongue, and there's spittle constantly coming out of his mouth. And he extends this big, gnarled hand covered in burns and just shakes you heartily.
Yep, I'm a little jostled. And that's quite a grip you have there. Well, makes sense that you're a smith.
I am strong.
Yes, you are, I can tell. Anyways, I wanted you to take a look at these blades that I've had. I've carried them for quite some time, and I feel they might need to be looked at, maybe looked over for any damages and repaired.
I can do that. Show blades.
Fantastic, yes. And I will very slowly pull the two blades out and extend them to him, handles first.
Nice blades. He extends his hands and grabs the handles, raises them, and looks at you.
Thank you so much.
Can I try?
I look around for a dummy.
He doesn't have a dummy.
Not on me, I hope.
No!
Oh.
You nice!
Oh, well, thank you. You're very nice yourself.
Thanks.
Certainly. Please, give them a shot.
You fight with both?
I do.
You're crazy. I like it. He turns slightly, and that's the thing, all of his motions are just bombastic. They're big, he's loud, and he just can't seem to contain himself. And he turns just 90 degrees in the direction of the road. And it just so happens that someone is walking along the road, and he just kind of locks eyes with them as he turns, and they're just and he keeps walking. I'm sorry, the guy on the road keeps walking, and Whiff just goes into a stance where his offhand it almost looks like it's not carrying a sword. It looks like he's about to punch someone with his hand, but he's still carrying it. And then his main hand is holding a blade. And he starts doing these really interesting maneuvers. As someone who has almost mastered the art of twin blades, it's kind of interesting for you, perhaps. And he starts fighting as though he has one big blade, in fact. And he does some really stupid stuff. Not for the safety of your weapons necessarily, but he does all these weird things where he's swinging his left hand and he catches the grip with his other hand, so both swords are almost together. It's like he's using a two-handed style with two one-handed weapons.
Okay.
He's forcing it, and he just does that for about 20 seconds. And the guy in the road's just oh my! And he just starts running down as Whiff just almost advances on him. Whiff eventually just comes back, and he's like, good blades!
Why, thank you. You certainly know how to handle yourself. That was very impressive.
Thanks! You want fixed?
Please.
Not broken!
No, I was just hoping maybe to get them sharpened a bit and get out any kinks that might have gotten on them.
Yeah, he rings them across each other so there's sparks sort of flying off a little bit, which is really hard to do unless you're fucking strong. And then he pulls them apart and I can do that!
Thank you. Please. I hope I won't have to wait too long to see that happen.
No, right now!
Oh, fantastic.
No work to do! Yeah, and he simply lays both of them down on this big anvil, bigger than the dwarfs next door.
Can I just have a moment,
Please.
I feel so awful.
This poor guy!
I feel so bad. Okay.
You see, it's really easy, and I'll just say this as someone who's played an evil character, small aside, it's really easy to kill the guy you know nothing about.
Yeah.
But then the moment the person starts giving away anything telling about their personality, it's like it makes it a little bit harder, especially when they're pathetic.
Yeah. He's just...
Yeah. Yeah. He lays them both on the anvil, this big anvil. In fact, the anvil's wide enough that he lays them both aside each other. And he takes his hammer, which is actually smaller than the dwarves, despite the fact he's literally double the dwarf's size.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's just reeling back the hammer. And then looks like he's going to smash one of them. And 2 inches above a blade, it stops. Ting, ting. Ting, ting. Blade in good condition.
Thank you, thank you. I try to take care of them, but I'm no blacksmith.
I can polish them.
Oh, that would be very nice.
Would you like them polished?
Please, please.
You can
What did he say?
He stutters, actually.
I apologize, I didn't quite catch that.
His breathing quickens for a few seconds. He seems to relax a little bit. I can have them polished.
Oh, yes, please, please.
I'll do it for free.
All right, 3 sounds fair.
Did you say 3 just now?
Oh, did he say free?
He said free. Did you say 3?
I said 3.
No, perfect. He's like, no, free.
Oh my, I wasn't expecting such kindness. Thank you.
You're kind.
Oh, well, you are as well, but I appreciate it. It's good to have made a friend.
Gives her this big toothy smile. I'll get to it now.
Oh, fantastic. Do you mind if I watch?
Please.
Yeah.
And that last please actually looked like almost a call for help. And then he goes back to his normal...
Wait, what?
It was like, please!
Oh.
And then he takes his hammer, and he again, instead of just kind of tapping on the blade proper, he takes out, not a pitten, which would just be a nail. This is almost like if a Phillips head screwdriver were in the form of a nail. Mm. And he takes it to the blade and just starts ting, 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 ting. Ting, 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 ting. It's not making any kind of mark on the blade. In fact, it looks like it's doing nothing at all. But he's doing it with such just dedicated precision. Ting, 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 ting. Ting, 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 ting. Ting, 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 ting. Ting, 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 ting. And then he just kind of like taps the hammer on the side of the anvil, and you notice what you didn't see before, just the tiniest speckles of iron shard come off your blade. And then he ting, 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 ting. Ting, 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 ting.
Could I just be small talking while he's doing this?
Yeah, what would you like to say? We don't have to roleplay the whole thing, but...
Yeah, just slight comments on his work, like, oh, that's very interesting, or things like that.
Yeah, you, like, as soon as you say the first thing, that's very interesting, he, almost like he's frozen, stops. Thanks! He looks up at you with a big smile, and then he looks back and... Ting, 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 ting.
Yeah.
Ting, 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 ting.
Ting, ting, ting. Yeah. And yeah, I'll keep that up until he's done.
So the thing is, every time you say something to him that could warrant any response, he stops for a split second to respond with 1 or 2 words, and then gets back to his work.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to keep it going.
No, yeah, certainly. No, it's just something that he does. It doesn't impede anything else.
It's a quirk.
Exactly, yeah. It doesn't impede his work necessarily. It's just, like, the thing is, anyone else would find this situation horribly awkward and really not want to talk to him.
Why wouldn't you want to talk to him?
I don't know. Man. Yeah. So, yeah, he continues his work. And, like, it looks like it may take somewhere in the realm of, like, 15 to 20 minutes.
Hey, you know what I want to do?
What would you like to do?
I would like to diplomacy him for that 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Come on.
Ring-a-ding-ding-ding-a-dong.
Come on. Yes.
Ring-a-ding. Very nice. Okay. Nice. Okay. So, yeah. You, continue, and the thing is, as you guys continue, he seems to draw out those one or two words into three or four, Rather, at one point, he takes the hammer and an actual piton, so a nail, to the crossguard, which, do your crossguards, are they ornate particularly, or are they pretty sort of bog standard?
Maybe the slightest bit ornate, there's a patterning to them, but nothing fancy.
Yeah, maybe the jutting bars of iron are twisted along the line, or some such like that. It's a flourish to the design of the blade. And yeah, as he goes to that, and you say something like, "My, that's such intricate work you're doing." Something like that. Sounds like something you'd say. He says, "Thank you. I work hard." And then he gets back to it.
Yes, you do. It's very obvious.
Yeah. And yeah, you seem to be developing something with him.
Good. I'll keep it up for the process, and I'll just tell me when he's done.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, he can be done. Nothing's going to impede upon your progress at any point. So he eventually gets to the point where he is done working on your blades. And they're no sharper, but you can see your reflection in the blade, practically. It's a reflection that metal gives you, but these are polished to almost a mirror sheen.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, I take them from him slowly. Oh, these are wonderful.
Do you think?
Absolutely.
You want to buy a weapon?
You know what? I've been looking for a dagger.
I'll give you a discount.
That sounds lovely. Please.
A dagger?
What did he say?
A dagger?
Yes.
I'll give it to you for free.
Are you sure?
He looks at you with, puppy dog eyes for a couple seconds. Yes.
Okay. I would also love to insist, please, this work is wonderful. Allow me to pay you something for it.
Don't need money unless you're not nice.
Well, I like to think
But you're nice. Sorry. He takes a step back as he kind of realizes he interrupted you.
Oh, no, that's perfectly fine. No, it's you're a very good man. You're a good friend to have.
I'm your friend?
Well, I don't see why not.
I like you.
Well, I'm quite
What's your name?
It's Uther.
That's my name.
Your name's Whiff, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no.
No?
That's what they call me.
Oh.
What I called. Just nods his head to whatever you're thinking.
No, I say, please, allow me to call you by the name you prefer.
What is prefer?
What do you like being called?
Don't know. Kind of bares his teeth at nothing in particular, looking at the ground.
Yeah, I just put a hand on his shoulder. It's all right.
On his shoulder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Sorry. I get angry sometimes.
Whatever for.
Bad things happen. Duh.
Would you like to talk about it? It might make you feel better to talk to someone.
I already talked. My mother.
Well, all right. I won't make you do anything.
But thank you. He looks at you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'll get you the dagger.
Thank you. Thank
yeah.
you.
He quickly goes into his house, and he opens the door. He goes in, and just before the door shuts, it just lightning opens up all the way, and he's just stares out at you like, don't take anything.
Oh, I would never. I don't take things from
Sorry.
friends.
Thank you. And he goes to close the door, gets inside the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you hear things being rifled around with.
I'm a piece of shit.
And do you wait until he gets back?
Absolutely.
He gets back with a scabbarded dagger that you can see, and you notice that the pommel handle crossguard of the dagger, it's very well made from what you've seen. There's a slight curvature to the crossguard, which is which is not standard from what you've seen. He takes it out, making sure to not point it out at you, and you see the blade is polished much like yours at this point, and it is a beautiful dagger. Like, the thing is, your master carried around 2 daggers. Those were his weapons of choice. His daggers were incredibly nice, but you also knew that they were magical. This dagger's not, or so you think, and it is almost as beautiful, just in its simplicity.
Yeah, wow, that is. Did you make that yourself? Yeah, and I take it from him.
Yeah, he flips the blade's in his hand, and he shows the handle to you. Yes,
Ah, it's quite lovely craftsmanship.
I made it 2 months ago.
Well, I'm surprised it's not already bought. This is lovely.
Nobody buys from me. And he looks past you. Except very rich people. But
Oh,
they're
wow.
mean.
Why are they mean?
I don't know.
Sometimes when people have too much money, they forget how to act around other people.
I think you're right.
I've been
Very
treated,
right.
I've been treated mean by some people before too. It's okay.
I'm sorry if I'm keeping you
No,
from
I've quite
something.
enjoyed it.
He starts wringing his wrists a little bit.
I've quite enjoyed our conversation.
Have you?
Indeed. In fact, I wanted to speak with you. I've been looking around for someone as capable as yourself, but also it just didn't feel right asking strangers for help. But, well, you have proven you're a very nice person. And so I thought I might ask you a question. You see, I gesture towards the swords. I've carried these swords for a long time, but to be honest, I've been thinking recently about making a new one. But I don't want to. It to be common. I don't want anyone else to have anything like it. I want it to be special. And I've been looking for things to make it out of. Metal and maybe some wood for the grip. But I just haven't found anything special enough. I want it to be shiny, like the stars. And
Opens his eyes wide.
I just haven't found anything like it. Do you know anything that might help? Anything at all?
Make me a charisma check.
Thought so.
Funnily enough, in the thing is, in any other circumstance, you wouldn't have to make this, but this is for a very special reason.
All right.
So, yeah.
Oh, get fucked. Hell yeah.
Nice, man. Yeah. So he just kind of like, well, I isn't supposed to sell it, but I have a medal from the stars.
My eyes open up very wide. Really?
Starts nodding his head really emphatically.
That's how? That's amazing.
My mother bought it for me.
Your mother's a very smart woman.
She's nice.
She's
It's good. It's nice.
I don't want to presume too much, but may I see it?
Yes.
Thank
You
you.
want to come inside?
Sure.
Okay. And yeah, he goes up to the door. And I didn't mention this before, but yeah, you again have this smell of, again, almost pestilence, but
Yeah.
it's more just kind of the smell of someone who is sick and sweating in a room, basically,
Okay.
that is outside. It's not too bad. And
It does seem to be coming from him.
the thing is, the closer you are to him, the muskiness gets a bit worse, but not necessarily the sick smell.
Does it smell like a corpse, Bajan?
You can give me a wisdom.
Sure.
The thing is, it's going to be it's going to be very hard to get an exact answer just because of how kind of just the vagueness of the smell you're getting. But go ahead, degrees of success on this one.
Yeah, we'll just see what happens. That's a success.
As soon as you have that thought, it doesn't leave you.
Did he kill someone? Oh no. Oh boy.
So,
I follow him in.
yeah, you follow him inside. And as soon as he opens the door, the smell of just sickness and musk and just disgusting things, not necessarily death, is the funny thing.
Okay.
It's really weird because the thing is, even if you hadn't made that check, as soon as he opens this door, it's just the smell you were smelling, but maybe 10 times as intense. Like, you are physically revolted.
I do my best to react positively, and this is the home of a friend.
Yeah. Do you cover your face at all?
No.
Yeah.
And I mean, unless I feel like physically untoward.
You're not gonna vomit or anything. I mean, I don't know. Have you killed people before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I killed someone last session.
Cool. How comfortable are you around dead bodies?
Not uncomfortable.
Okay.
It's more like
so
because I imagine I've probably killed someone with my blades at some point.
Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna make you make a Constitution check or anything. But basically, you're going in. You're trying to keep up an act, which isn't hard for you. I'm not gonna make you make a check against him because he's already so friendly to you. However, you can taste it.
Ugh.
It's that bad.
Yeah.
Yes, that's all I wanted to say.
Okay. Yeah.
Like you feel yourself, you want to retch at this, but you're holding it down.
I see. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna take a bath after this.
Yeah, it feels like this is probably going to get in your clothes. Yeah, and he lets you into the first floor. And the funny thing is, the first floor almost looks like a shop front. And another funny thing is that the house didn't look like it had a second floor. But you notice a small ladder that seems to be coming down from an attic at the back of this home. You do see around, there's weapons across either wall. You count just at a glance, maybe 45 weapons, somewhere between 40 and 50 weapons, if not more, hidden away in barrels and whatnot. Okay. And just as well, in the center of the room, you see large bags that seem to be carrying something very heavy because they're sprawled across these wooden pallets made up of planks. And otherwise, he is going to close the door behind you if you do not.
I'll close the door.
You close it nice. Yeah, he looks around. This was my shop. Is my shop. You look around. I make good blades and axes.
Certainly, and I will humor him. I will walk around looking at his wares.
Yeah. And just for the audience, this granted power that you've used, the spell itself doesn't end until you stop concentrating on it, basically.
Yeah, I can't cast it. If I had spell slots, I wouldn't be able to cast anything, or else it would end.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, that's just for me to say. He's going to be urged toward being friendly to you for a while. So you look around.
Yeah, I have a sneaking suspicion he wants me to look away so that he can do something else.
Okay.
But as I'm looking around, I'll do it in such a way to where, every once in a while, in order to look at something, I would have to look somewhat in his direction.
Okay. I get what you're saying. You're keeping an eye on him.
Yeah.
You're keeping an eye on him. Sure. Okay. All right. So.
Yeah, if that means I miss something he does, that's fine. I just want to have a general sense of what's happening.
Yeah. You want to know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, he is just opening his arm one after another to his shop. That's where the axes are. Those are long swords. Those are two-handed swords. Those are my favorite.
Oh.
Those are axes. He points at the same place he pointed before. Those are... He points at a row of spears, glaives, halberds against one wall. Sticks with blades.
There's so many. And you made all of these.
Yes.
You're very talented.
Yes. My mother told me I had a gift.
That you do. That you do. Wow.
I work hard.
And it shows.
How are you?
I'm doing... You know, to be honest, I wasn't having a good day. And then I met you, and meeting you has really turned my day around. I'm good now. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, yeah, and he opens his mouth now to a, like, full-toothed grin. Mm-hmm. And you notice that, like, this man does not at all take care of his teeth. Mm. So they don't look super friendly. But, yeah, he just... I am glad.
That's good. That's very good.
Seems to be like getting something out of his nose, and in the process he starts to hyperventilate a little.
Oh god. Yep, everything's normal. Bless you.
Oh. What?
Bless you. It seemed like you were having a bit of a sniffle.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I will get the metal. Okay?
Thank you. I'll stay right here and look at your weapons.
Okay. Yeah, he goes over to the ladder. And as soon as he grabs it, immediately you hear this loud creaking noise. Mm. And as soon as he grabs it, he just whips his head around to you. Don't take nothing.
I promise I won't. And I just hold my hands up empty.
He nods and kind of almost shrinks a little bit like, thank you. And he starts climbing the ladder. Yep. And up top, the first thing you hear after his first footstep is, hello, mother.
Yep.
And he starts walking. And you hear several things being fiddled with and metals clinking with each other. And what are you doing?
I'm browsing the shop.
Yeah, of course. What are you really doing? You're yeah. Are you actually just browsing the shop technically?
Yeah, I'm not going to anger this man.
That's cool. All right, cool. All right.
Things are going much better than I ever thought they could.
Yeah, no.
I'm not going to ruin it.
So, he, after probably 5 whole minutes, and in that time, you would have enough time to realize that, unless she is a frail old woman who maybe whispered, you didn't hear any other, like, adult voices or anything like that necessarily.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So you hear again. You actually hear something crash and fall as you're like, no.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Mother, where is the metal? Do you remember?
No, just wait.
Yeah. And you hear a couple heavy footsteps above. Because the ceiling's pretty low here because there's an attic. It's maybe... How tall are you?
Wait, we rolled for this.
Yeah.
I think I'm fairly average, maybe a little taller for an elf. Let me look at my thing.
I think the average is like 5'6".
I'm 5'7", yeah.
You're 5'7", nice. Yeah, so the ceiling is like 1.5 feet taller than you. Like, his head was almost butting with the ceiling in this building. And the thing is, the halberds and glaives and stuff are slightly slanted, because otherwise they'd hit the roof.
Okay.
And yes, you can hear all these footsteps. And you hear the floor crunch pretty close to above your head, and you're just like, found it! Thank you, mother! Yeah. And he brings it, as you can hear his footsteps over.
Yeah.
And yeah, he seems to go down a... sorry, I just want to do something. Okay. Yeah, starts coming down the ladder. He has a small sack draped across his back, a very nice sack. It is vellum. You think it's probably vellum covering silk, as there is a silk drawstring at the top. This is a very nice bag. The bag itself is probably worth like 40 to 50 gold.
Okay.
And
wow.
yeah, he takes the bag off his back, which he had it just slung over, and he starts bringing it over to you. There are no tables in this room, by the way. There are only just stacks of things and barrels. And he just kind of like lumps it on the ground, and you hear a very loud thunk as it hits the ground, and the sound of like something hitting metal. And he's looking at it, and he looks at you. Here it is.
May I look at it?
Yes. You won't take it, will you?
I would never think of taking it unless we came to an agreement that you liked and I liked.
Okay. Starts opening the bag. And he's looking past the bag. He's not even looking in the bag as he's opening it up.
By the way,
Uh-huh.
I'm very glad we met today.
Yeah, he stops opening the bag instantly, again, like he's freezing up. Me too.
You're a nice man.
You're a nice man.
Well, thank you.
He continues opening the bag again, looking off with a completely neutral face.
Mm-hmm.
And you see within a metal that doesn't necessarily sparkle more than others. However, it glints against the torchlight, the lantern light, rather, inside this room very oddly. It glints this multicolored, almost rainbow hue, as though you were looking through every gem under the sun. The metal itself has a black complexion, however, these strange gray patches that are almost indistinguishable from the black. And as the light hits it again, this strange darkened rainbow hue. And he's like, it's beautiful. And he's not looking at it.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Yes.
So, may I purchase this from you?
He looks at you with eyes wide open. He's like, you just want the bar?
Yes. Would you can certainly keep the bag. It's very nice.
Don't care about the bag. You don't want a weapon?
I want the weapon, but I'll be honest. I have a dream of one day making my own blade.
Give me a charisma. Yeah.
Here we go, boys.
Yeah.
Come on! Hell yeah, that's my score.
Nice. Also, I should mention this is also why the old guy responded so badly. Depending on their reaction to you, their current status toward you will determine their response to certain things.
That makes sense.
So yeah, this guy currently really likes you. So yeah. Oh wait a minute. Technically, yeah. So technically, getting your score is the best you can do, right?
Yes.
That's right. Okay, so I was might have been playing it wrong earlier. That's fine.
You want your score or lower?
Yeah. That's right. But the closer you are, the better, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, he looks at you and he's like, his jaw starts twitching and you see tears welling up in his eyes. I had a dream like that once. I never thought I'd get it.
But you did.
But I did. And I like it very much. I think you will like it. I think you... He starts to sob a little bit.
I kind of, to my own ideas, I just open up my arms for a hug.
Yeah, he lets go of the bag and embraces you.
Yeah.
And almost to the point where he like could be crushing you and like killing you almost.
Uh-huh.
But he doesn't.
Okay, good.
And yeah. Like, and yeah, it is a just absolute bear hug as he is just I hope you can do it sometime soon.
I hope I can too.
It's very fun hitting things with hammers. I'm okay, Mother!
There. And I just give him a pat on the back.
Yeah. Oh, and he releases you from his stranglehold. I know, Mother! He just kind of says. And you didn't see almost anything change in his mind, in his face, except immediately before saying that, where he just kind of like nodded slightly and then said that.
Okay.
By the by, just to give you the circumstance.
Okay.
How much can you pay?
Let's see. And I start going towards my purse. And let me just see just how much I have.
Yeah.
I
mean,
I am going to be traveling south, so I will need to keep some for expenses, but I could give you 25 platinum pieces. Is that enough?
his face goes completely neutral for several seconds. But, Mother... He's making all these strange motions with his face. This goes on for maybe 20 to 30 seconds.
Does it... I mean, maybe he's a crazy person, or maybe something weird's happening.
Yeah.
But does it... Am I getting the sense that he's actually having a conversation right now?
Give me a wisdom.
Yeah.
That is not a bad thought to have. I'll just tell you straight. But give me a wisdom to see. Because you are an arcane... You are a man who uses magic. So...
Okay, that's a success.
Nice, yeah. There is a very, very good chance. He is at points sort of mouthing words, almost, and then sort of not completing whatever he was saying, and then just sort of almost thinking. So that is a very, very good deduction.
Okay.
Oh. Is that all you can pay?
Well, I suppose I could part with more. How much would you want?
Mother says it's worth a fortune.
Oh, I don't have a fortune.
That's okay. It's okay. Mother! He just seems to say, and kind of sort of slightly look at the ceiling. What's your name again?
It was Uther.
Uther, he says, like, as almost at the end of when you're saying your name. Do you have a last name?
I guess that's something we should discuss as far as my character.
Oh, did you not? I'm sorry, what?
I did put a last name,
Yeah.
like, I don't consider myself noble by any means, so would I even use it?
That's the thing. You're an elf, yeah?
Half-elf.
Yeah, half elf. Okay. Would you have grown up in human or elven society?
Given the way that my character has developed, I'd probably say human.
Human? Okay. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, you have this second name, but, you might have gotten it somehow, somewhere, that sort of thing. Like, that's the thing. The fact that you have one doesn't make you a noble, like I said with an earlier character of yours off stream.
Sure.
It just means that it means something. Or maybe you gave it to yourself. It's completely up to you.
Okay.
In fact, if you gave it to yourself, that might have been the most, that's the most easy solution.
I honestly think that's probably where it came from because I
Nice.
probably don't care for a family name if they didn't raise me.
Exactly. Alrighty.
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not really given to me. I gave it to myself. But a Stormright.
He's not looking at you at all after you say the name. But, oh, I'm really sorry. Uh, I can, we can give you the metal for 220. You said 25 plat, right? Or 50 plat,
Yeah.
sorry. Yep.
No, I said 25.
Oh, you did?
I did say 25.
Okay. Okay, cool. Um. Okay, yeah, he's like, can give you the metal, but, uh, oh, don't think I'm weird. My mother asked it. Could you give a little bit of blood?
That seems odd.
I know. It's not. It's. He kind of holds up his hand. I'm sorry. I wouldn't ask. Do you do it? But apparently it is worth too much money.
Hmm. I just like very think.
Yeah. Sure.
Hmm.
My mother paid a lot of money.
I understand that. I do. Hmm. Can I ask why?
My... His gaze goes completely blank for a couple seconds. He almost sort of like starts to fall over. Ah. It will cover the rest of the payment.
Hmm. To be honest, I'd prefer just to pay in coin. Um, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I really want to make a sword. All right. All right. Yeah, and I just go to my purse. This is this is almost everything I have, but could I please get this from you for 75 platinum? That's the rest I have. Rest I can part with.
Nah, 75 is the total. You give
Yeah.
me. Yeah. Mother, it's a lot of money.
It would really mean a lot to me.
I want to help him. His face goes completely blank for another second. Dear, is, well, are you leaving town soon?
Probably in a day or two. I'm trying to head south.
Where are you going?
Let me look at the map.
It's called Emperor Arch, is the name of the place.
Yeah,
If
but
that's the one you want to give. Yeah.
I'm heading in the direction of Bliven.
Oh,
So not directly south, I suppose.
why? Oh, I should have asked this before. I'm not a very good friend, maybe.
It's okay.
Well, what are you, look, what do you do?
Oh, just in general. Well, to be perfectly honest, I have worked a variety of jobs. On my way here, I was helping to protect a man coming into town, traveling with some of his wares. Um, I studied with the blade for a time, so picking up work with that is typically how I go. But I don't know. I like to think sometimes I work for a higher power. Some people don't buy into religion, but I don't know. Sometimes it's nice to believe, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He grunts just a tiny bit as his face goes completely blank again. Okay. Oh. Starts mumbling a little bit. Okay. Okay. Huh. Gets a big smile. I'll sell it.
You will?
Yeah.
Is he telling the truth?
Roll me a wisdom.
That was really weird. A success.
Yep. He seems completely genuine. There is nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the 75?
Yes.
Very well, very well. And yeah, I go and I count out the 75. I'd walk over to the counter and put it down there.
There's no counter. There's just the
Oh,
floor.
okay, I thought there was a counter.
No, there's no tables, remember?
In that case, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
In that case, do you have a pouch I could put this in, or you know what? I'll just move it to a different pouch, and you can have mine. That's fine. Yeah, and I count out 25 and put it in my pouch, and then I just hand him the purse.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You count out and you hand it to him, and he opens up the purse. He just again grunts just a tiny bit as his face goes completely blank. Oh, thank you. He takes the pouch and just sort of tries to tie it on his belt, but it's a really shitty knot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he grabs the bar with one hand and starts to raise it out of this beautiful bag. And yeah, it is a metal ingot. You could make a weapon with it of given a certain size. You could probably barely make a two-handed sword with it.
Okay.
It'd be much more suited to a hand-and-half sword. You could make a long sword and then something else smaller. But yeah, it is a hefty ingot. And yeah, it's maybe about this big. Just to give you, think of a brick. Just a brick and a half in size. Yeah. And he's holding it in one hand, and he just reaches out his arm to you.
Yeah, I go with two hands and to take it from him.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, he's holding it with one hand in the middle. You have both your hands around either side. And, you're kind of waiting for the moment that he unlatches his hand. And his smile goes away, and he just stares at the ingot.
I kind of drop my hands. Would it be all right?
Yeah, you bought it. It's yours.
Okay. Yeah, and I just put my hands under his for him to let go, and it'll rest in mine.
Yeah. And a couple seconds pass by. And really slowly he releases his hand and begins taking it toward his body.
So I have the ingot?
Yes.
Okay. I know I bought pouches. Probably nothing big enough to hold this thing.
Oh, hell no.
I have a backpack, so that's good.
That's enough. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just put him.
This motherfucker is 50 pounds.
Okay.
Yep.
Good thing I have next to nothing on me.
Yeah. Thankfully, you're relatively strong, so it's not hard to hold in two hands. It's just very heavy.
Yeah. I put it in my backpack and just shrug it on.
Yeah, you shrug it onto yourself and you immediately feel the weight.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. You might be encumbered. I don't think it's going to matter, but it's heavy. And yeah, he is looking at his hand still. It's just kind of there in the air and he's just looking at it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I really hope you live out your dream.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Where will you make your shop?
Oh, I don't know if I'll open up a shop. I just wanted to make one blade. Not a lot.
Where will you make the blade?
I don't know. I need to find the right wood first for the pommel and the handle.
What forge will you use to make the blade?
Oh, I don't know yet. Maybe
You
this one
have
if
to
you let me.
know. I'd let you use my forge.
Then
Can
maybe.
I? He shouts, like, it's this time, since you're so close, it's kind of ringing in your ears a little bit.
Yeah.
You can use my forge.
Then maybe when I have all of the
In
material.
fact, my mother insists. And he smiles like he doesn't know what that word means.
Well, then, once I have all my materials, I might just come right back here.
Please do. I like you.
You're a
You're
very good
nice.
man. Yeah, and I will put it in my backpack, and I will go reach to shake his hand.
Yeah, you hold out your hand, and he starts to raise his hand to shake. And you notice his hand almost like weirdly shaking as it goes toward you. And he grasps your hand a bit less strong than the first time you guys shook hands, but
Mm-hmm.
still there.
Yep. Shake his hand.
Yeah,
It was a pleasure meeting you.
was nice. Maybe next time you come, you can. He almost gets a look like he's having a seizure for a second.
Are you
You be sure to come back. He quickly comes out of it.
sure thing? Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Tell your friends. Do you have other friends?
Oh, certainly. And I just gesture at the dagger I bought from him. I'm certain they'll be impressed once they see what you're capable of.
Good. Bring them by soon if you can.
I'll do my best.
Okay.
Yep, and I will go
Okay.
towards the door if I'm allowed.
Yeah, he doesn't stop you.
I will open it.
Yeah.
Does it
You-
open?
You go to open it. It doesn't have a knob. It has a latch, and the thing is, you undo the latch quickly. You go to open the door. It seems like it's a wall. It doesn't move the first time you pull on it.
Try again.
It opens,
Okay. Well,
and you almost hear in the back of your head just a single. That's it. And he is walking slowly up to the door, a bit behind you. But yeah, you open the door.
I would like to leave.
You leave, and yeah, he holds the door behind you, and exits with you. Then yeah, you go to leave his smithy, and he's just like, bye bye, friend,
Goodbye.
friend Uther, bye,
What did he say? Sorry.
friend Uther, bye.
Goodbye, friend. You know, you never told me your real name.
Uh, uh, that's okay. You can call me friend.
Well then, goodbye, friend.
Goodbye, friend.
And then I turn around and get the fuck out.
Your last glance is him tearing up, and you go to leave.
Holy shit, that was weird. Yeah, I'm not giving you my blood, you sick son of a bitch. That's dangerous. I'm gonna go back to the wizard shop where I'm
Okay.
safe-ish.
All right, yeah. Yeah, so you find when you go outside, you've been talking and just doing all this shit for almost 2 hours.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
And I will not drop it until I am well out of distance from the craftsman shop.
yeah, certainly. Certainly. Is there even... Hold on. There's something.
What?
Oh, okay. So, definitely, actually...
I guess once I'm more than 30 feet away, I can't affect him. Is that...
That's the thing. That's the thing I'm trying to, like, I want to say is that once you get outside the range of the spell,
But it
you
would
just,
say that,
you're
right?
unable. I don't think it says that. As long as the wizard continues to concentrate on projecting the chosen emotion. Yeah, I guess you could just keep it going. So, yeah.
Just until I get well out of there.
Yep. Yeah. So you leave, you pass by the dwarf, and as you pass by, the dwarf immediately starts looking at you as soon as you start walking past his stall. Just kind of narrowing his eyes at you. Doesn't say anything.
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
Oh, no, sorry for the undue suspicion. just nobody looking like you goes to his smithy.
You should see the things he has. He's quite talented.
I'd rather not. Something
Sir,
tells me there's a dead animal in his home, so I'd rather stay away.
I did smell that, yes.
You go inside his home?
Just to look at the weapons he had on display.
There's a lot wrong with that boy. You're not hurt, are you? You don't need help?
No, I believe I'm fine, and then...
Alright.
But, I have a feeling something terrible must have happened to him for him to be... Well, you know.
I was here. Well,
Oh,
I was hiding in me hut, to be perfectly honest.
I
You care to know the story? Yeah, you get closer. He stops. He lays down his hammer on the anvil, just claps his hands, wipes them on his apron. You care to hear the story? It's not a pretty one.
Well, please, if it will help me understand.
You see, a couple years ago, boy was working here. I've been here almost my whole life, ever since my father took me from the mines. Boy's only been here, maybe 6-7 years. Not too long for a craftsman like us. But, well, he had quite a bit of a scare. Just a year or two ago. Why? Might have been a year and a half. Anyway, there used to be a bit of a problem with gangs in this town. Still a mercantile hub. They were funding them much of the time. You see, I'm having to get into a quicker form of speaking now. You see, they'd rough up the craftsmen because the market district's usually much better guarded. But they'd rough us up every now and again. You know, protection money, the whole thing. That whole thing. I paid my dues. I'm a good craftsman. I sell to the right vendors. I make my money. And so did Whiff. But then, one day, the group was sent to take payment, changed, rotated, so I heard. They took my money and then some. Thankfully, I had a bit saved, but I made it back. Whiff only had so much. He tried to pawn off his weapons. They said they had enough. He was shouting at them to leave. He didn't want them there. They weren't having none of it. They messed up his shop. Right and good. And then they messed him up. And let me tell you, boy, to see a man like Whiff taken to bear, it's not a pretty sight. First one he bashed the skull in, but not for another got his blade in his back. Made a mess of the whole place. Whole thing. Whiff's always been a bit off, but he was nice. He was proper. They made him right suspicious. On edge all the time. Poor lad. Then his house started to smell. Dunno why. Well, anyway, the bandits, they got off. Left him just a heap of a man. Poor boy. Well, these days I don't care much for him. No offence meant. Only because the damn smell. It's like someone died inside, but guards have been in. I haven't seen a thing. Usually that's what they do, and they're, I was the one that told them about it. Might be
They went upstairs?
Aye. I'm having to remember the place. Been a while since I've been there. I I remember the guards barely didn't want to be there, but they checked it. Said there was nothing really the matter. They looked right disgusted, though. Didn't tell me not what was wrong, what made the smell.
That's odd.
Ah, it is.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that with me.
Aye, poor lad. I hope you gave him... Sounded like you were giving him a day for once. Not many people nice to him. I really can't afford to be having to run a business and all. Well,
I understand.
the smell.
But despite appearances, he seems like a nice man.
Not bad. Just has these moments. One of them must have clobbered him in the head. Moments where he doesn't seem to be thinking at all.
Might just be it.
Might be.
But I've taken up enough of your time. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You looking to get some cold steel, or he sell you all that you wanted?
Unfortunately, he beat you to it. I was in the
Fine,
market
you're
for a
fine.
dagger. But let me see your daggers. I could always use an extra.
Aye, certainly. Never hurts to see the stocks. And he is going to go over and, like I said before, I sell to vendors. I can point you in their direction, the ones that I sell to. But this is the kind of thing I make. And he goes up to his hut. And he just kind of opens up a flap slightly. There's no door, really. And he reaches in, doesn't even put his head in, and just kind of feels around almost on a wall. Seems to be satisfied, pulls something, and then he holds out a dagger. And if you could imagine most bluntly, the iron dagger from Skyrim. It doesn't look pretty, but it looks like it hurts. It looks like it does the job and that it'll last forever. Like, it's a hunk of iron that's sharpened, pretty much. But it's got more finesse than that. You know what I mean?
For your information, I'm 100% humoring him. I will buy the dagger if he offers it, but I'm not actually interested. I'm just pleasantries, and then I'm going to be on my way.
Oh, yeah, no, certainly, yeah.
Okay.
He shows the dagger to you, and he's like, this is what you're looking at. And if you're in the market, you might be interested in Silvo. He's in the market district. He sells my wares. And then I sell the odd bit and blade to Cops. Yeah, good dwarf. Good dealer. Never screw you over.
Well, that's good. That's very good.
Aye, very good. Very rare to find people of their caliber. Alright. Okay. Yeah, and yeah, he says that to you. And he's still kind of just holding out the dagger, just kind of showing it to you, turning it.
I'll have to stop by. It seems well made.
Alright, it'll be everything you need and more. Yeah, and he goes to put it back in the scabbard.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, thank you kindly.
Certainly. Need anything custom made, you come right over here. Or to Cops's.
I'll be sure to let you know.
Certainly. All right.
Have a lovely afternoon.
You as well, sir. You as well. Stay safe.
And you.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I'll make my way back to Mr. Magic Man.
Yeah. You head back to Mr. Magic Man. And you... Now that it is actually knocking on... You're about an hour off of noon.
Mm-hmm.
People are the town is getting very busy as you get out of this side road. People are filling up the streets, and you find yourself at one point just slightly jostled by someone. At another, there is a very large man, kind of looks like a sailor. He's holding a barrel on one arm. He literally just like pushes right on through you, like, watch where you're going.
Yeah. I'm not making any moves towards people. I'm
of course.
just trying to get somewhere.
Yeah, and yeah, you will get there. You open the door to the shop, go inside, just as you left it.
This fucking town. I need to get out of this fucking town. Oh, hello.
Yeah, let me just see something. Yeah, it is just him. He is exactly as you left him. It almost doesn't look like he has moved at all. And he looks up at you.
You should really do some walking. It's good for the muscles as I'm approaching.
No, it's not. Not for me. But for
Anyway,
you, the young, the spry. Very good indeed. So, have you made progress?
I apologize you weren't there for the fun. I didn't expect things to proceed how they were. By the way, were you aware of whatever it is that's controlling the man you sent me to steal from?
It gets this horrible grin that really shows off the fact that he has wrinkles everywhere on his face.
You are more of a bastard than I ever took you for.
Well, to my credit, I don't know exactly what it is. I just know its nature.
And would you care to share now that I've had one of the most harrowing experiences talking to the friendliest man I've ever met?
He's very friendly, isn't he?
Well,
I would share, but, well, everything has a price, now doesn't it?
oh, you're a bastard.
No, I'm not. I'm practical. Like you.
Perhaps. Anyways, once I realized what was happening, it was much harder to obtain what you sent me for, but I did it, nonetheless. And I put the backpack down and I retrieved the bar.
Yeah, he looks it over. Very nice.
And don't...
I'm sorry?
Go ahead, please.
Oh, if you just lay it on the table.
One thing I'd like to say before I do. And I'm not trying to hide it or get it away from him. I'm just holding it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Do not think me such a fool to not understand. This is by far more valuable than anything I was offering you before. And I set it on the table.
You don't think I know that?
Oh, I think you do. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page.
Indeed.
Yeah, and I set it on the table.
Yeah, you set it on the table, and he just slowly runs his one hand, slightly shaking, down the top of it. And you notice there's a slight grease that's left behind from his fingertips. Perfect. Grand. Yeah, he grabs it with one hand and then with both. You'll excuse me for just a moment.
I could certainly help you with that.
No need. Yeah, like he's sort of holding it low on his body as he turns about 90 degrees and kind of leans toward the wall behind him. And he simply reaches both his arms through the wall and places it directly on the floor, so you would think.
Okay.
Yep. He starts to get up and you hear something crack in his back. He's like, oh, maybe I do need to get moving a little more. You young people have so much energy, versatility, vitality, virility.
And as agreed, and I pull out the gem and I'll just have it in my hand.
Very nice.
And I just set it on the table, waiting for him to return.
Oh yeah, he's at the table.
Yeah, I set it on the table.
Yep, you set it on the table. He reaches for it very slowly, kind of watching you as he's doing so. He swipes it off the table. He starts to look into it. Did you rob a nobleman? Particularly rich nobleman?
To be perfectly honest, no. Just a merchant.
Must have been a particularly rich merchant. And he was just carrying this as though it were butter for his toast.
Apparently.
What an idiot. Yeah, and he slides it into one of his pouches. So, I am a man of my word, and as agreed, you will be leaving here with something of mine. I'm not all bad. Otherwise, well, I wouldn't be running a business, would I?
No, certainly not.
What do you do exactly? You gave him your name, yeah.
Yeah.
Luther.
Oh, considering there's practically no reason to not tell you anything at this point.
None.
I am a priest. And I seek to do my God's work.
Don't say it. Show me your symbol. I want to guess. Seems like he's having a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, I'll hold it in my hand, covering the details. Go on. Yes.
Oh, what do you mean covering the details?
I don't want him to see the symbol itself. I'll just have it in my hand. Because he said he wanted to guess, right?
Oh, well, you would assume perhaps that he meant he wanted to see the symbol and then guess.
Oh, okay, certainly.
Yeah.
I'll pull out the symbol so that it's visible.
Yeah. Let's see if he knows. It's that one that, its name, it escapes me, but give me a hint.
He can be quite friendly. Or not.
Emotions, yes. But ambition, aye?
Perhaps.
So, give me something else.
Yeah, let me look at my notes I made on this card.
Yeah, and he's just kind of like just pointing with a gnarled, shaking finger to your symbol.
Yeah.
Should I just realize something? But yeah, go on.
The word extreme befits him quite well.
Kerr!
There you go.
Very interesting. I might have thought one of the trickster faiths, but no, you're too smart for them. Very interesting. Well, that tells me a lot. And he's going to slowly bend over, and out from underneath his desk, he is going to take out a very big, but mostly probably because it's so worn, book, and flop it onto the table. He's like, let's see what I can do for you. And as he opens it, we're going to take a break.
Fantastic.
Blam. What I realized was we hadn't taken one for an hour and a half, so... Yeah, guys, the funny thing is,